What is up, my Jordan Nation? How are we doing today? I wanted to take you guys with me along my meal prepping, and this is the first time I've meal prepped in this tiny baby little kitchen. Just to give you a little idea of what we're working with, literally I have half a counter. Sorry, that wasn't a good angle. I'll insert a picture of my kitchen right here. So if you live in a studio too, I think that this could be a good way for you to kind of see different ways that you can maximize your space. Soon I'm going to be getting like a little island butcher's block for this area, so that will help a ton. But let's embark on this journey together. I'll make sure to link the recipe that I'm using down below. It's by Meal Plan Addict, and it's a Philly cheesesteak meal prep recipe. And it's very nice and simple. Oh, Demetrius wants to come say hi to you all. Say hello, baby. We're kind of matching. The first step that I want to get started is dealing with the rice, because that always takes the longest. And quite honestly, it's like my least favorite part. I don't have a rice cooker, so we're going to show you how to do this the old-fashioned way. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get like a medium-sized pot. Let me grab my little step stool. And you want to make sure that you grab one with a lid that actually fits the pot, because you're going to be steaming the rice. What we want to start off by doing is getting the rice soaking, because that'll kind of help deal with some of like the moisture. I don't know if you've ever like followed the directions on your rice bag to cook rice, but if you don't soak it, it's gonna be crunchy. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be crunchy. We are gonna do 1.5 cups of boten rice. This is the best rice. Y'all can't convince me otherwise, okay? This is half a cup, so math says we do 3. And I don't rinse my rice. Come for me. I don't care. I'm lazy. It takes forever. And I've never really had an issue with not rinsing the rice. But this will make about 4 cups of rice, which will be good because it's kind of like 4 bigger servings of rice. I'm trying to make 5 meal preps. I think that'll do just fine. 2 cups of water. I like to do 1 cup of like beef or chicken stock and then 1 cup of water. I do need to make sure that I save some of my beef stock though for the recipe. We're gonna kind of measure with our spirits and hope for the best. Here, I got my little liquid measuring cup. I think I'm gonna do like 3/4 cup just to be kind to the amount of beef stock that I have left. And then we'll just do the rest with water. Here we go. Don't you just want to drink it? No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to drink it. Even though this thing has a spout, it frickin' dripped. And we're just gonna stir this around and let her sit for 15 minutes. And while this is soaking and going, we can kind of work on our other steps and whatnot. And I'll try to keep you guys like included on the process. I know this is not the most ideal angle, but like if you cook it yourself, you'll see what I'm talking about. But here she is. And we are just gonna set this off to the side for now. And once we're done with soaking the rice, it says to cover and simmer for 20 minutes or until moisture is absorbed. I can remember that. Let's get this out of the way. Something that's important when cooking, I think anywhere, but especially when you have limited space, is cleaning up as you go, because otherwise it's gonna get real loud up in this bitch. Like you're gonna be like, I can't see anything. There's so much food everywhere. Don't do that to yourself. Cooking can be stressful enough as it is, so set yourself up for success, honey. My least favorite thing about using online recipes is like, I don't need to know your entire life story to make a ground beef Philly cheesesteak meal prep. I don't need to know why you pick beef. I don't need to know what beef to pick. Like, you don't have to spoon feed me the recipe. Just let me do it. Can you tell I'm mad? In a large frying pan on medium heat, saute the beef until halfway cooked. That's important because you want to make sure that you make enough time for you to still have time to cook like the other toppings that are involved. Because if you cook your beef all the way through and then you also have to cook the other things that are involved, like the green bell pepper and all that, you're gonna have a bad time. It's gonna be chewy and nasty. Go ahead and grab a knife. And I really wanted to stab it, but I got scared it was going to stab through and stab my hand. And I do not condone violence, especially self-inflicted violence. Violence of any degree is not okay. Here, so we're going to go ahead and put this on like medium heat. I'm going to go ahead and slap it on 5 for right now. And while this is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and cut up, Girl, you didn't say mushrooms in the ingredients. Lame. I would have liked mushrooms, actually. That would have been kind of delicious. But I'm gonna go ahead and dice up my green bell pepper and my onion. Lettuce, see? I'm that annoying person who explains my jokes. Sorry, I'm a little neurotic today. When am I not? When I'm dicing up bell peppers, I like to, and I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing, but I'm not gonna act like any of it's correct, okay? But I like to kind of carve it like a pumpkin, you know? You got like this nice little stump in the top. So I just go around with my knife and I cut around that. And then I'll go ahead and cut it straight down like the middle. So that way I have two nice little halves. You wanna throw away the core. You want to get all this weird, like, white membrane-y stuff out of there, because, like, it's not going to help anything. I mean, it's not really going to hurt anything either, but I personally don't like it when it's left in, and it helps you get rid of all the seeds. And then you can use, like, your dull side of the knife to kind of tap on the back of the pepper to get all those seeds out. And look how clean she is. And then you just do the same thing to the other side, but we're having a good time. I don't think my pan was quite hot enough yet for me to put the beef on there. That's fine. It'll get hot enough eventually. The tricky thing about cooking on an electric stove too is it's like you really want to balance getting your pan hot enough with making sure that you're not getting it too hot. Because once it's too hot, girl, it's hard to cool down and it's gonna make your house smoky and it's gonna make your food taste like pupukacas. And nobody wants that. And so now that I hear her sizzling, we're gonna go ahead and just kind of break it up a little bit so that way, you know, you're not cooking through an entire log of meat. It kind of just helps break it down and cook it a little bit better. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. That's just the way it is. Oh yeah. And then you wanna go ahead and like flip it, because a lot of that meat that was already touching like the hot side of the pan is gonna be kind of cooked, and so you don't want it to like cook unevenly. And then eventually I'll go ahead and season this up, but for now I gotta get chopping. That's the thing that stresses me out the most about cooking. You have so many things going on at one time that sometimes it can get a little stressful. But now we're gonna go ahead and just start kind of, I'm not gonna do like a really thin dice on the green bell peppers, but I also don't want like entire strips in there because that's gonna be kind of weird, you know? So you want them to be like bite-sized, but we're not trying to hide them by any means. And please be careful with your sweet little fingers, el dedos. And you want them to be like fairly even as well, just because you want them to all kind of cook to the same like level. You don't want to have some big pieces that are still super duper crunchy and then some little pieces that are like mushy and nasty. All right, so we got our bell peppers taken care of. So now it's time to cry because we got an onion to cut. And this I am gonna dice because you don't really want big chunks of onion in your food. Not all the time, at least not like ginormous chunks, you know what I mean? So I always like to start by cutting the tip off because it can kind of help you get all of like the little skin out of the way. The nice thing about when you add your beef to the pan as well is like if you do get your pan running a little too hot, you can go ahead and turn it down, and then the beef is gonna be like room temperature to like potentially even a little bit on the colder side. So you can kind of use that to cool down the pan as well. Like, I don't know if you could hear it. It was sizzling, but now that I have everything flipped over to like kind of the room temperature raw side, it's, you know, taking a little bit of extra time to warm up, which is good. That's what we want. So I hate peeling onions. I take forever at it and it's annoying. I ruined my nails. I literally just painted my nails yesterday. I hate painting my nails. I'm bad at it. I have no fun doing it, but I start my new job on Monday. And so like I had gotten my nails done when I went back to Louisiana to go visit an ex-boyfriend, and like they have never done my nails that well before. Oh my God, it was like haunting me. That gel was probably on my nails for like a month to like a month and a half. And then I tried to take off the rest of it yesterday, and it took me like an hour and a half of soaking my freaking fingertips in acetone. And I still had to like sit there with a nail file and chisel it off of my fingers, peeling this stupid onion. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this down, honestly, because I can tell that this is gonna take me forever. So now that our rice is done soaking, we're gonna go ahead and move it over to this little burner, and we're gonna go ahead and put it on like 3.5. Bitch, peel then. Huh? Dumb little onion. This and peeling garlic will like actually make me angry in the kitchen. Like, especially if I'm cooking with a friend and they're like, oh, would you mind dicing the onion and peeling the garlic? I'm like, do you hate me? Are we even friends? Because what the fuck? Can I peel the onion and clove the garlic? You can suck my ass, that's what you can do. But the fury is what gets you through it. Maybe that's just my lot in life. I'm convinced that like I was put on this planet to refill empty toilet paper rolls and peel onions and garlic. Oh, and it's just such an honor. But now you wanna go ahead and chop your onion in half. And you really wanna, I kinda went at this in the wrong direction, but you wanna leave a little bit of the root at the bottom of each because it kind of helps hold everything together. And then you're just gonna do vertical slices down the onion, and then you cut horizontal slices across the onion, and bam, she's diced. The nice thing about when you cut your onions this way is it like keeps a lot of the juices intact to the onion, so you're not sitting here sniffling and crying over your food. Because it's a damn shame that like not only are onions so annoying to deal with, but like they literally have a chemical in them that make you cry. Like I already want to cry every time I peel an onion, but then like it's brought to a whole nother level of disrespect. Your eyes taste that sweet juice. And so now we can go ahead and just put all of this beautiful vegetation into our pot. Oh, shit. I hope you're entertained. God, I look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Notre Dame? Notre Dame? I don't know. Oh, there's the onion. Woo! And so now you kind of want to get that, you know, chopped up in here. Real nice like. You can kind of fold it in. I'm gonna go ahead and season this up. Now, they didn't really tell me any sort of seasonings to put in here because this is definitely like one of the most white people recipes I've ever read. Like it is bland on bland on bland. So we're gonna change that. I really like spice and I really like salt, but you can kind of like adjust these seasonings to whatever you prefer. I'm gonna turn it back up to 5. I'm gonna go ahead and slap some Tonys on here. If you guys don't know about Tonys, it levels up everything. Like it says on here, great on everything, and they're not joking, okay? I remember I went to this restaurant as a kid that would put this on their tortilla chips for chips and salsa, and I was always like, what is that seasoning? I have to know. And that was like probably one of the only good things that came from me moving to Louisiana. And then, I know it looks like I'm adding a fuck ton of pepper right now, but it's just because I'm starting to run out of like little kernels. And so it doesn't exactly put out as much pepper as I would like it to. This is the Kinder's, the steak blend seasoning. I figure since it's like a Philly cheese steak, why not? The only thing is I'm pretty sure they also put salt in this. I probably should have looked at that. Sometimes if I'm feeling like a little creative, you can kind of smell and figure out like what it smells like it's missing. It's very bell peppery. And then once it's like cooked down a little bit more, I'll try it. But right now, I'm not trying to give myself salmonella. We can bring it up to like 4.5. So the next step, once our meat is done being cooked all the way through, is we're gonna add Worcestershire sauce and beef broth and allow it to simmer for 2 to 3 minutes until the broth is mostly absorbed. So we need a 1/4 cup of our beef broth, our Worcestershire. I never know if I'm saying that right. It's like so cute and quirky to say things wrong, isn't it? It's like adorable to be stupid. It's so not adorable to be stupid. Like, I do not want to perpetuate that on my channel. Use your brain, please. I know you have it, and I know that it knows how to work. You just have to trust it. I think that that's big. I don't mean to be flipping you guys off, but look at that. Okay. All right. At least I didn't get in the food. 2 teaspoons. So this is 1/2 teaspoon. I didn't want to look for my other ones, so we're just gonna do 4 of these. And then here soon, I need to start the steamed veggies. And I'm not gonna cook them in the microwave, even though I could. 3 and 4. We're gonna go ahead and pour our little mixture in real quick. Give her a little stir again, and then let's go ahead and check on this. So there's still a good amount of moisture, but it's getting somewhere. I'm gonna go ahead and fluff it though, just so that way it doesn't turn into a freaking rice pancake, because I love to do that to myself. I would say that this is probably gonna be ready in about 2 minutes, and I'm gonna set a timer for it because I also love to forget about the rice and then wonder why it turned out like poo-poo cacas. I wanted to give you guys a quick thank you for all of the support in the comments, and I appreciate it so much. Something I was thinking about is like, I don't know if I necessarily want to cover this because it's gonna like retain the moisture if I cover this, and we're trying to wait for that beef broth and whatnot to kind of like cook out. And so with this being a meal prep for work, I do want to put them in like their own containers. In order to get this rice out of this hot pan, we're gonna go ahead and just stick them in our containers right now. I like using Pyrex because it comes with lids. They're good sized bowls, like even just for like everyday use. And then you're not microwaving plastic into your food. Cause like if you go to Walmart, they do make like these meal prepping kind of Tupperware containers, but they're made out of really cheap, flimsy plastic. Like it's not good. So this is still very much, I don't know what they mean, like the broth needs to evaporate. 2 to 3 minutes, my ass. It almost feels like it's just getting brothier. And like, what is the broth supposed to absorb into? Here in a little while, I need to add cheese. Now, traditionally Philly cheesesteaks are made with provolone cheese, but I have Colby Jack in the fridge right now, and quite honestly, like I have a hard time eating my cheese because I'm just not a big cheese girl. So I'm gonna use the rest of my Colby Jack. The other thing that's kind of annoying about it is I have slices, and like really when you melt cheese into stuff you want to grate it, so that's just grate it, isn't it? I had a pun there. It was loaded and everything, and it didn't work. I need to clean this pan that I used for my rice, and then that way I can use it to steam veggies. Scrub-a-dub-dub-a-dub-a-dub. I'm gonna fill the bottom with about 1 inch of water, and then we're gonna go ahead and throw our vegetable medley in. I just got the bag of it. You don't have to do it that way, but I feel like what really sets apart the bag from like just buying the vegetables is this is actually a little bit cheaper, a little bit more like single household friendly, and as long as you don't microwave it, like it's the same thing. I just don't like the fact that they encourage you to put this bag in the microwave because then you're just eating microplastics, and I'm granola. But now you're basically just gonna wanna do the same thing that you kinda did with the rice. I'm gonna stick it on about 3, and we're just gonna let that steam until the water is like mostly gone. When I'm like meal prepping steamed veggies though, I like to leave them a little crispier than I intend on eating them. It helps make sure that when you microwave the meal prep, like you're also gonna be cooking your stuff. So you can kind of finish cooking it in the microwave when you're heating it up. And honestly, what I might do is this broth isn't really cooking out very much, and if it's going to, it's gonna take forever. So I'll probably end up just getting like a little spoon at the end and spooning some of this over the meal just to kind of help keep it moist, like especially for the rice, that can be nice. Because the longer that it sits, the drier it gets. So let's go ahead and do our cheese. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna slice it. I'm gonna basically dice my cheese. My ancestors are like, Jordan, just do 3. Okay. We're gonna listen. And then if you're a really cheesy person, what you could probably do is like, you know, split your little cheese squares and then put one on top, so that way when you microwave it, like you have a nice like little layer of cheese. And I'm trying to break these up because when I cut them, it kind of like made the little layers of cheese meld together, and we'll stir it in. It looks like it's mixing in pretty well actually now that I'm seeing it. I'm getting some strings. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and follow my intuition and do 2 more slices of cheese, but instead of like dicing them up so precisely, I'm just gonna go ahead and rip it up in there. Now that I know that it's gonna melt, we're just gonna go ahead and go for it. The veggies are starting to steam. And I'm not gonna lie, like the cheese is almost making like kind of a sauce with the broth and Worcestershire sauce, and that feels more correct. I'm not gonna lie to you, I did kind of stop paying attention to the recipe. So like that might have been what they were getting at all along, little cheese demons. Go ahead and try it real quick, just so that way I can see like if it's missing salt or anything like that. That turned out good. I think that's actually pretty darn perfect. Yeah. It's so nice when things work out well. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I got food in my tummy and it feels really fucking good. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I got food in my tummy and it feels like it's really good. I'm gonna go ahead and use a spoon for this because I kind of want to get some of that like brothy goodness up in here. But we're gonna do like about a scoop. Maybe 2 scoops for each bowl. Scoop and a half, maybe. Scoop and a quarter. Scoop and a skosh. Okay, I'm done. Scoop and a pinch. I don't do well with like having one day where I spend cleaning the entire house. So like Monday I clean the kitchen, Tuesday I clean the living room, Wednesday I clean the bathroom, Thursday I do laundry / clean the bedroom, Friday I go grocery shopping, Saturday I'm off to party. No, I'm just kidding. I literally don't do anything. And then Sunday, which is today, I meal prep. When you're cleaning your pot lids, don't forget the rim that goes on the inside of the pot. Sometimes I've been cooking at people's houses and I'll be looking at the rims and they're nasty. They're nasty. Absolutely nasty. Dishwashers, you know, they're kind of silly because it's like you really got to clean crust like that before you put it in the dishwasher. A dishwasher will really like sanitize your dishes, but it's not going to sit there and do the hard work for you. It's not going to scrub it. It's not going to, you know, get all like the little crunchies off. It literally just makes sure that they're sanitized. They should be called sanitizing machines. So that way people stop acting like they have a bad dishwasher because they're lazy. I hate to break it to you, honey, you're lazy. We all are, it's the human condition. It's like so ironic too, because it's like we don't want to be bored, but we also don't want to do anything. Being human is so much of just like trying to find ways of like being as efficient as possible. So that way you just have as much time to sit. And then we're like, entertain me. We're kind of at a point where we can check on our steamed veggie. I hate it when you're doing stuff and it just doesn't work. Okay, I'd say these look like they're done. Look at this piece of cauliflower. Walmart, what are you doing? Cut your vegetables. I pay good money for pre-cut vegetables, and this is bullshit. Rant over. Slap a little bit of Tony's and salt, or no, Tony's and pepper on top of the steamed veggies. I got lunch. It's multiplying, and I'm losing control, but the broccoli is multiplying. It's electrifying. You gotta meal prep, cause I need some food in my stomach, cause it needs a little bit of food. You're the one that I want. Ooh, baby. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Honey, I'm gonna leave that pot for tomorrow. Just a little pot for tomorrow. I had to like close my eyes and go into like chakra mode to find these. These are little Philly cheesesteak bowls with some steamed veggies. Thank you so much for coming along that journey with me. If you guys end up trying it, please let me know what you thought down in the comments below. If you like these kind of cooking videos, let me know because I meal prep at least once a week. So we can kind of make this a thing on the channel. I'll see you guys next time. Have fun perusing on the internet. Stay safe out there. And goodbye.